I want to welcome you to this presentation. We are UMI students, participants, and we're going to introduce ourselves. I'm called Brenda Naturinda. My colleagues, please introduce yourselves. Rachel, we'll start with you.
Dondo Rachel. Procurement 2023-2024.
Yes, Sula.
Abdullah Sulaiman, a postgraduate diploma in procurement and supply chain management 2023 to 20.
Yes. Yeah, Yesu.
Yeah, yes, Godfrey, postgraduate diploma in procurement supply chain management 2023-2024. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so we'll start our presentation. Here it is. So our presentation is on lessons learned by the global value chain companies during COVID and strategies that can be employed to mitigate such risks in the future, or such pandemics in the future. So we'll start off with Sula.
GVCs refers to a full range of activities that the economic actors engage in to bring the product to the market. It involves processes and design and marketing and everything. So COVID-19 was a global pandemic that occurred between 2019 and 2021, which disrupted many supply chains, and this included lockdowns, curfews, and quarantines that stopped the movement of people and goods along borders and all ports. So in this challenge, it affected the transportation of resources and people. This led to breakdown of the supply chain, and hence it affected and hindered the production and the distribution of goods and services and all that are involved in the value. GVCs and COVID-19 and how it affected the different players along the supply chain. So the supply chain includes manufacturers, distributors, importers, and the products and services. GVCs can have multiple production facilities set up into offshore companies, like one in Japan, another in China, the USA. Services in the logistics company and the supply chain sector. So that serves as a brief introduction to our presentation. So there were several lessons that were learned by GVCs, and these included, among others, the adoption of technology to do the work. Mostly during COVID, many organizations looked for ways to ease work as people were stopped from movement. Many companies adopted the use of online remote work like Zoom, Google Meet, so that people could engage and work could move on.
Thank you, Sula. Could someone else take it on?
Thank you, Sula, for that presentation. I'll take it on from where you have ended. Another lesson learned, there was enhanced transparency needed during that period. So limited visibility of suppliers, operations, and levels hindered effective decisions. So with that, we see the adoption of digitals, like technological digitals like blockchain, advanced analysis, and the real-time, that provides real-time insights into the supply chain. This enables to give information about the suppliers, visibility and the capacity to supply in case of needs. Then we can look at another lesson learned, that there is need for transparency and visibility, whereby limited visibility into suppliers' operations and inventory levels hindered effective decision-making during the crisis. DVD's firms are actively adopting digital technology such as blockchain and advanced analysis to gain real-time insight into the supply chain. Here we looked at, we cited McKinsey and the company, 2013. Then we can look at diversifying the source of materials supplies. We have seen that basing on one supplier in one geographical location concentrated affects supply chain. Here we look at diversifying, looking at different regions so that we can have different sources of materials. And with those that, I can say that the COVID-19 pandemic served as a catalyst for learning and adoption for GVC firms. Key lessons learned here include the importance of diversification, enhanced transparency, collaboration, and workforce resilience. By embracing these learnings and fostering a culture of continuous adoption, GVC firms can navigate the complexities of interconnected world and ensure their long-term sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Biayesu. Can we hear from somebody else? Yes, Rachel. Could you please tell us about the strategies that firms can undertake to watch out for such pandemics in the future, so that the value chain is not broken? Okay, as Rachel prepares herself for one of the strategies would be to build supply chain resilience. Okay,
Hello?
sorry, Rachel. Yes, Rachel.
Yes, I'm tackling part B. And one of the points is building supply chain resilience, diversity. Under this, we have establishing partnerships with geographically dispersed vendors. And by doing this, it mitigates risks associated with localized disruptions, caused by the lockdown and natural disasters. And then also under this, we can consider implementing inventory management practices so as to ensure adequate stock levels for critical materials and products, which help in buffering against supply chain disruptions. Then point number 2 is enhancing remote work capabilities. This involves investing in technologies that equips employees with necessary hardware and softwares for remote collaboration with employees. This can be done by establishing clear remote work policies for effective communication while fostering a sense of normalcy in employees. That's point number 2. Then point number 3, we have strengthening business continuity planning. Under this, we have comprehensive business continuity plans should be outlined to details in case of pandemics. This includes on how to maintain operations and effective communication strategies, which can be developed so as to help in case of any pandemic.
Okay.
Then we have point number 4, which is investment in supply chain technology.
Yes, I'll take I'll take it on from there, Rachel, because we don't have time. But thank you very much. So for for investment in supply chain technology, so because of the value chain, there was a breakdown during COVID. There's a breakdown in the people, processes, and the technology. People were laid off. People are not coming to work. So there's need for improvement in technology to avoid instances where people are not able to go to work. For example, we need to invest in supply chain visible platforms. These are to do with Internet of Things, blockchain, and do predictive analytics so that you can able to analyze data and make real-time decision based on data. Yes, that's about investment in supply chain technology. That's one of the strategies. And yeah, and the big collaboration and partnership in this supply chain, global supply chain. They involve a number of players, a number of manufacturers, the suppliers. So we need to be able to collaborate so that it can be can be successful. So when there's collaboration, information is shared real time. For example, Toyota has done this where they work with their suppliers, with their manufacturers, so that they can make decision and mitigate any risks that may come up. Then there's prioritizing of employee well-being, where because a number of deaths, people were affected at work. So we need to be able to make sure that the employees in the different for the suppliers, the manufacturers, the distributors, all we use people. We need to make sure that the employees are well looked after, so there's no breakdown in the global value chain. Then lastly, there's sustainability and corporate social responsibility. Worldwide, sustainability has become the new thing. So we need to make sure that while carrying out the business chain, while the different activities are going on, we need to make sure there's social responsibility, there's ethical practices. For example, Coca-Cola has done this where they are making sure that the global chain are implementing strategies to reduce on wastage and make sure and they are doing it also alongside with the different partners in the supply chain to make sure the environment is well taken care of and also protecting the people. Yes, within the value chain. So in conclusion, for firms participating in the global value chain, we must focus on these strategies that we have talked about and to ensure resilience, but this will enable organizations to survive in cases of COVID and any other related issues, but also give firms a competitive advantage. Thank you. That's our presentation, and we have references in the slide. Thank you, and yes, thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Tim.
Guys. Thank